Hello, my crafty friends. This is Lori, Girl on the Ridge. I'm so excited to be here tonight. I finally completed my 3 series of mail order bride vintage junk journal bag journals. And I was inspired by Paula Lemon to make a bag. She had just posted these beautiful doily bags, and I needed to come up with something that would fit my series because my girls were kind of poor, so I couldn't use all the lace. So I decided to come up with like a brown leather faux satchel type thing. So I made these bags. I sewed craft paper. There's like probably 4 layers. I sewed them, I Mod Podged them, I inked them, and oh, I wish you could feel them because they feel so nice and squishy. So each of these 3 will come with a bag like this. They're different shapes. And inside is our first mail order bride. And this is Miss Rachel. Miss Rachel is a young girl who lives with her elderly aunt and uncle who live in a small town in the east. And there's not a lot there for Rachel. Not a lot offered to Rachel, so she decided to answer an ad in a local paper for mail order brides that were heading out west. So that's what she decided to do. So her aunt put together this little book for Rachel to write down her thoughts, her goals, her dreams. And so this is the front is Mod Podge napkin and just a little key and a little envelope and vintage lace and regular lace, gauze, and seam binding. And inside, Rachel's aunt had put in a vintage hanky, a little tiny, probably daisies, I would assume. Hanky to remind Rachel of her, and it has a faint smell of perfume, so that is for Rachel to remember her by. And she has all the ruffles of the coffee filters. And here we have one of her first stagecoach tickets that she'll be catching right from town, so that's her ticket there. And Rachel loved roses. Her and her aunt had a beautiful rose garden, so we're just pretending there's seeds in there. And just a ledger paper to keep track of her expenses so her future husband can reimburse her. And then we just have a flip down with some tickets, and there's a tuck spot there. And writing. And Rachel didn't have... She grew up with a lot of love, not a lot of things, and these are just some of the things that her aunt wants her to have. Pretty clothes, it's a pretty new hat, and this is just a, this is from So Carol. She wants Rachel to put a picture of her and her intended in there and send it back home. And just some more journals. She wants her to write down everything that she spends money on. And just some pretty dresses and postcards. This is Sue Olson dressed, and there's some pretend little seeds in there so Rachel can grow her own little roses. And just a flip up, butterflies, Mod Podge, and this coffee ruffle, roses. Rachel also wanted to always be a seamstress, so her aunt is wiring a little money to hopefully set up a shop for Rachel when she gets to her new land. And there's just some more postcards for Rachel to send. Little birds and the roses, reminding her of their gardening time together. And there's also a nice little rose. And this is a coffee filter little bag or pocket. And there's maybe Rachel. And just some of it's Artie Mae's, Tsunami Rose, Dreams, etc. A little of everybody. And there's just a tuck spot. And I just made all the papers different sizes. Rachel's aunt wants her to have her own bottle of perfume. She never had any perfume. And just a little tag. And then here is another little rose. This is a decoupage napkin. And here is an envelope made out of coffee filters to send back home to let Aunt and Uncle know that she's doing well. And other little notes. And her aunt also knew that Rachel always wanted her own baby, so she's wishing her well with her own baby in the future. And her own stove. She wanted Rachel to show this to her intended for her own cook stove. If he wants good food, gotta have a good stove. There was a little packet, another little flip up, and pretty dresses with the parasols and the hats. And more. Everything's sewn on, nice and thick and very, not grungy, just kind of rustic-y looking. Old. Tags, more flip outs, more journaling, or ledger paper, a lot of coffee filters. And this is a little packet with some tags, and you just flip out and do the little stenciling. And more. This little packet with some, again, pretend seeds, but it's actually a booklet, but we can pretend her aunt is sending her more seeds. So she has a nice little garden. And in here's 2 more stage tickets because she's going to have to change stages a couple times. So that's her ticket. So we tuck that away back here so nobody take it. And just a pretty little tag with Tsunami Rose. Oh, I get so raspy with these treatments. So excuse my voice. And another little, just some ledger paper. I think that was Prima. And again, her dreams of having a little girl, which she doesn't realize that the reason why Josh is set for a bride is he was widowed and he has a little girl. So that's going to be a surprise for Rachel when she gets there. It'll be a very pleasant surprise. And in here is actually just a tag, but we'll pretend that this is how Rachel really feels and what she expects. So she's going to hand this over to Josh when she meets him. And this is just a big tag with flowers and butterfly. So this is my first, and again, coffee filters. So this is my first one. This will be in my Etsy store. And again, they all come with these bags, and I'll be doing the other 2 videos next. So thank you for watching, and have a beautiful night. Bye.